everybody. Thanks to all of you for being here. I see you guys in the chat. Today's guest on Loncar Live is none other than Michael Pearl, the COO of Kirobo, an amazing crypto project that we'll be talking all about. We're also going to learn a little bit about Michael Pearl and his background. Welcome into my stream. If you're new to my channel, thanks for being here. Make sure you hit that follow button. If you guys know me, my name is Michael Loncar. Excuse me, if you don't know me, my name is Michael Loncar. I'm one of the America's Card Room sponsored pros, and I am also a crypto enthusiast. I love crypto. Definitely think it's the future. I stumbled upon the Kirobo project a number of months back, and I found it very, very appealing to me because of what it is. It is a DeFi project that has pretty much figured out a way to solve the security and risk issues that lots of DeFi projects have, and it's a very beautiful thing. So we are going to be talking all about Kirobo today. I know there's a bunch of you from the Kirobo community here. Thank you very much for being here. And to all my regulars, you guys are awesome. With that, let's get into it. The COO, Michael Pearl, joining us today from the other side of the world, is here to share with you guys about this very important crypto project. Let's go.
Hey, Michael. What's up? Happy to be here.
There he is. Michael, welcome in. Thanks for being here today, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey, Michael, what's up?
So as I said, you're tuning in from you're joining us today from the other side of the world. Where are you right now?
I'm in Israel. I'm based in Israel. I live here. So yeah, as far away as it can be.
That's right. That's awesome. Actually, I'm sure there's a lot of you watching right now that have always said Israel seems like an amazing, beautiful place. Thank you so much for taking the time today to talk about Kirobo, very interesting crypto project. And once again, thanks to all of you for being here. Exclamation point guest in the chat. All of the Kirobo links are there. The Linktree link, their website, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, and Telegram links. So if you find today's show interesting and want to take an even further step down the rabbit hole and learn even more about Kirobo, make sure you guys click on those links where you will find even more detailed information and where you will be able to get even more questions answered about this interesting, amazing project. So Michael Pearl, man, thank you so much for being here. I actually had the pleasure of Michael actually demonstrated to me a little bit ago here off stream. He sent a couple of dollars to me through the Kirobo system, which is enhancing security, and I would love to see so many other DeFi projects do what you guys are doing. So talk to us about what Kirobo is for those of you out there that don't know what it is, and how Kirobo has figured out how to make crypto safer.
Sure. So first of all, on this note, I will just mention that safety is only one feature, and we have enough time to dive into all the other features that we offer. But obviously, safety is first, and our goal is to offer the DeFi users and the broader crypto community with the safety net and the peace of mind that they need, basically to do what they do. So I think that if I want to explain what Kirobo is, I first have to talk about the philosophy behind DeFi, right? DeFi is basically all about be your own bank and, having control over your money and doing whatever you want with it. But, to be perfectly honest, we're not there yet, right? I mean, we can rant all we want about, our banks, but the banking system that we have basically offers you a very good system in terms of, having a help desk whenever you have a problem. Let's take the issue that we just tackled, sending money to a person or, sending to the wrong person rather. You can obviously find a solution for that in your banking system. And in the DeFi space, we can do all those amazing things. I mean, DeFi is what I do, is what I love. But to be perfectly honest, we're not there yet in terms of, having the peace of mind that, to know that your money is safe, that your money is going to reach its destination. And beyond that, there are tons of features that we have in the, more traditional finance or the centralized crypto that is just lacking in the DeFi space. And that's what Kirobo is all about. We want to solve those problems. We want to tackle them. We want to bring, the safety and the peace of mind that people have in the centralized crypto into the DeFi space. And we want to bring a bunch of features that are now lacking in the DeFi space into the DeFi space to allow people to do more with their money, to help them grow their money, to earn more, to do all those different things that they cannot do right now.
And that's what I love so much about your project is safety. And just as you said, and for those of you out there that are invested and are into crypto, you already know that pretty much every single crypto project out there, if you were to type in the wrong address and hit the send button, there's no customer service phone number you can call and say, hey, whoops, I mistyped the letter Q, I put a P in. Can you please send that back to me? Well, Kirobo has found a solution for this problem while still remaining decentralized, which is an amazing feat. So, yeah, Michael, talk to us about exactly that.
Yeah, so we started off with the safe transfer, or the undo button as we're known for. This basically allows you to send money and, in case of need, you can bring it back. You can undo the transaction. You can retrieve it. And it's very, very, very simple. I think you've experienced that right now. And if you want, you can elaborate on that. But basically, you just plug in your, your MetaMask or Trezor, whatever wallet that you have. And you just, type in the address of the recipient. And the new thing about it is the fact that you can type in a passcode that will basically protect that transfer. And if you send it to the wrong person and that person doesn't have this passcode, or if you send it to to an exchange that doesn't support the token, or you send it to let's say you send it to a smart contract, right? So in the previous cases, like in obviously all your listeners or viewers would say, okay, so the money is lost forever. So no, now you have the ability to bring the money back and to cancel the transaction. And this system is up and running. It's been out there since last year. We have actually processed over $1.7 billion. And the coolest thing about it, I'm really proud of that, we managed to save $10 million of crypto being sent from people to the wrong addresses and people retrieving it.
Wow, that's amazing.
So yeah. So the system is working, and your people, your viewers are more than welcome to try it and to see how it works. As I said, it's very simple and straightforward. It happens in seconds. And that's basically was our first feature. Our flagship product, I would dive into that in a second, but it basically aims to expand the reach of the safety that you mentioned to other problems, to other issues that we have in DeFi, and I'm going to elaborate about that in a second.
Yeah, and so as Michael just said, did a little test run with me just before the stream, sent me a few dollars through the Kirobo system, and he was displaying his screen on his end so I could see what he was doing. So he sent the money to me. He transferred the money to me just like you normally would with a crypto transaction. And then there was an undo button on his screen. So he actually clicked it and showed me that, I changed my mind. I'm going to undo this. Money's back in his account as if it was never sent. And then he did it again with a password that I had to enter on my end to receive it. And I love this so much, man. Obviously, this is exactly what crypto needs. It needs more safety, more security, and more peace of mind to know that your money is safe. And there's an even extra layer to that Kirobo provides with their liquid wallet, their liquid vault, which we'll talk about in a very short period of time here. But before,
I just want to say something, Michael.
Yes, of course.
every crypto person, and especially the DeFi oriented audience, they know this feeling of, sending money to someone, okay? Whether it's, someone that provides you a service or, a friend or whatever. And when you do that, you have that, that pinch in your stomach. You're so scared, when you do that, especially when we're talking about, huge sums of money, when we're talking about companies or whales who are sending, a lot of crypto.
Yes.
And you shouldn't feel that way, right? And, there are all those different methods of sending this thing, this $1 transaction, paying huge amount of dollars in gas fees for it. And it shouldn't work that way. We're talking about mass adoption, and mass adoption means that you should be comfortable doing the most basic things like sending money, right?
Yep. That's right. That's exactly right. So before we dive a little further into Kirobo, I would love for you to tell us a little bit about your background, how you got involved in the Kirobo project, and what you did before you got involved in blockchain Kirobo. So please tell us a little bit about yourself so we can know a little bit more about you.
Sure. So I'm 38 years old. As I said, I live in Israel. I'm a lawyer by trade, but nobody's perfect, right? So I've been in the crypto and fintech space for the last decade. I've been involved in many different projects, fintech and crypto, personal finance, online banking, blockchain projects, and more recently in the DeFi space. I've been through, the 2016, 17 wave, with the ICOs and all the hype that was way back then. It seems like ages ago. And all through the crypto winter, and came back resurrected in Kirobo. I've been in Kirobo for the last 9-10 months or so as the COO. Basically, I came to Kirobo, I learned about this company. I fell in love with what the company is doing. And, as I progressed in my, in the process of being recruited, I met with the CTO and I heard about the technology, and, it just blew my mind. I'm gonna, dive in later and tell you about the technology behind the liquid vault and the safe transfer. And trust me, the technology, as much as the features are interesting and innovative, the technology and its potential, once you understand it and once your audience understands it, it will blow your mind. The things that we can do here have the potential to change the DeFi space, the crypto space, and beyond that. I don't want to exaggerate, but the potential is huge, and I'm here on a mission to make it happen.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, we are going to go many, many, many steps further, speaking about Kirobo, because there are many amazing layers of the project. So as you guys probably heard my introduction video rolling out that Kirobo is my guest today and Michael Pearl's my guest today. You heard me mention CeFi, centralized finance, which is traditional finance, and DeFi, as Michael was talking about, decentralized finance, which is basically being able to be in full control of your money rather than a bank or a government being in control of your money. But with DeFi, as amazing as it is and as amazing as the rewards can be in certain platforms, there are heavier risks. So, Michael, please explain to our audience, for those that are not super familiar with the differences, should I say, between centralized finance and decentralized finance.
Sure. So it's actually very, straightforward. Centralized finance means that your money is stored in a place where it's not, where you cannot reach it in a very easy way, right? I mean, just to give you an example from something, very recent, that on a bevy of exchanges, especially you guys are located in the US, you cannot withdraw your crypto to another wallet, let's say to a MetaMask wallet, without providing explanations about, what about the destination and about, why you need your money to go to that destination. And it's going to become harder and harder. And again, there are a lot of advantages in that, and I'm going to talk about them in a second. But the disadvantage is the fact that you have to store your crypto on a central account, okay? On basically, you don't own the seed phrase, you don't own the wallet. The wallet is stored in a bank, essentially, right? What's Coinbase? What's Binance? Those companies are amazing. They're doing amazing things for the crypto industry. But we have to be honest about the fact that they are essentially banks. They store your money. They have to, answer to the government, and the money is not really yours, and you're not really free to use it. Maybe you feel that you have more liberty than you have with your, original traditional fiat bank, but it's not even that doesn't even come close to the vision of what crypto should be. Then again, it has a lot of advantages, right? I mean, if a person, God forbid, dies, then his heirs, his family, his loved ones, they can get a hold of his money. If you need to get, if you lose your password to your exchange, you can obviously retrieve it. You can call the help desk, and you can get their assistance. So again, it's very, like, you have a lot of gray areas, right? It's not black and white. So CeFi is amazing. CeFi is what got so many people involved in crypto. And still the majority of the users, you can argue about the numbers because the numbers are not that accurate, but the majority of the users are still using CeFi, right? They're using the Coinbase, the Geminis, the Binances of the world. But basically, CeFi has served us well until now. Now let's go into DeFi. Now, when you go to DeFi, you have all those amazing possibilities, right? You can do compound, you can do staking, you can go to, Uniswap, SushiSwap, 1inch, and you can, swap tokens. Think about it from the project point of view, right? All of a sudden, you don't need to go to the Coinbases of the world and ask them to list you. If you have a token, then just list it on Uniswap, and there you go, right? You can trade it, and you can go to other chains as well, and so on and so forth. But again, DeFi lacks a lot of the goodies that, CeFi has, the centralized finance has. DeFi doesn't have a help desk, right? You send the money to the wrong address, you lose your access to the wallet, or you lose your physical wallet. That's it, you're done. No one can help you. You can go and you can see your crypto, on the public ledger, but you cannot access it. That's really cruel, right? Yes. And you have all those colorful stories of people, that guy from Wales who's diving down the dumpster trying to find his computer where he has a bunch of Bitcoins stored on it, and no one can help him. And, there are all those theories about McAfee having so much money in wallets that nobody can access. And all those things, all those strategies we're basically trying to tackle. There are a lot of speculations. There were actually the World Economic Forum just met in Davos, and they were speculating on how many people are going to hold crypto in the near future, how much of the world GDP is going to be in crypto. So we're moving towards that, right? You have a lot of people in the US holding their 401k and IRA in crypto. You have people who sold their house and bought Bitcoin or Ether or whatever. And what's going to happen to that crypto when they're gone? What's going to happen when they lose their wallet? So what do? They go to the custodians, right? You're going back to centralized institutions that the government can, issue a court order and to tell them to do this and that. I don't know, somebody can hack them. All those different problems that you have, you're going back to the centralized, institutions. No, we want to facilitate the DeFi space, and we want to make it as comfortable and as accessible as possible. And that's basically our mission. It's one of our missions. Obviously, we started off from safety because you have to feel comfortable in order to, to feel fully confident in your crypto, right? You want to be your own bank. We want to allow you to be your own bank.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's talk about the Liquid wallet, which is an on-chain wallet with lots of unique features. Please explain to us how this works, Michael.
Sure. So the liquid vault, just a rundown on why we called it that. We had a lot of dilemmas on how to choose the right name. So essentially, it's a vault in a sense that it's super safe and secure, and you have all the safety features that you can think of, and I can elaborate if you want. But it's also liquid, right? So you don't lock your crypto in your basement in a vault and you cannot access it, you cannot use it to grow it, to trade it, to swap it and whatever. It's accessible. The vault is liquid in a sense that it can access all the DeFi apps, all the dApps. You can basically do staking, you can lend your crypto, you can get LP tokens back, and the LP tokens will be stored in the vault, and you can do whatever you want with it. But on top of that, right, you can ask me, so what? So you just invented another wallet, so what? But the liquid vault essentially has so many things to offer that your regular wallet doesn't have. So for instance, the first feature that we rolled out is the backup feature. So you have an ability to back up your assets fully, not your seed phrase, not some manual way to remember the words or whatever. You have the ability to back up your funds fully. And the way it works is very simple. Basically, you have a wallet. Let's say, Michael, you have a MetaMask wallet. Okay. You buy a Ledger wallet and you put it in your drawer. And you define in the liquid vault that in case of inactivity of your original wallet, right? Let's say for 3 months, the second wallet, your alternative wallet, will seize the ownership of the vault. So what happens is that if you lose at some point your access to MetaMask, then you just wait. And then when this time passes, and by the way, you define the time, you can do it as short as a few days or as long as a few years, okay?
I love that so much. Care. You determine whether it's a week from now or 2 months from now or a year from now when this happens. I love that so much. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, exactly. So you decide, the whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever your usage of your original wallet is, your call, right? Mm-hmm. So then when this time passes, the timer lapses, and the liquid vault, not automatically, we're going to talk about it in a second because it has a very close connection to the token economy that goes behind it, but it basically switches the ownership to your alternative wallet. And that's it. Your money is safe. You don't have to, cry over the money, and you can access your crypto the same way you could before, only now you're using your alternative wallet. So that's the backup feature. It's very straightforward. People are already using it. And just to give you a sense of what is ahead of us, the second feature that we're going to roll out in a few months is going to be the inheritance feature. So it's the first solution for inheriting your crypto to your loved ones, right? Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody likes to talk about it. But at the end of the day, we're all mortal, right? So, life happens. And again, as I said, people have so much crypto right now, so much of their wealth in crypto, and they need some viable solution to be able to, inherit this crypto to their loved ones. And until now, you had all those you had to go to centralized institutions, and you had to do it through, different custodians, or to do it through, your Coinbase, for instance, to leave your seed phrase in your will or something like that, or to leave it with your lawyer and, to trust your lawyer. All those different, mechanisms that, we're talking about digital finance, and we're using a piece of paper to use it as access to our crypto when we're gone. So at the end of the day, what you will be able to do is you can basically use the wallets of your loved ones, okay? And even if it's somebody's kid who is underage, a person can just buy a Trezor wallet, put it in a drawer, put it in a safe, whatever, define it as the heir, and decide which part of the crypto he wants to inherit to this heir. So you can, I don't know, give like 20% to the wife or 10% to the kids, the rest to charity, to give 100% to your Coinbase account. Your call, you call the shot. And the way it works is actually also with a timer. And you set a timer, obviously, you will set it for longer, and in case something happens, God forbid, then after the timer lapses, the money is being distributed to all those different areas. And people are going to get the money, people are going to get the ability to leave their crypto to their loved ones. Now, one more thing that I want to add about this is you mentioned the safe transfer, the undo button. We're going to integrate the undo button to this feature. So you can do many different things. For instance, if you want to condition, your kid collecting this crypto when they reach the age of 18 or whatever, you can do that if you give the passcode to the lawyer. Obviously, the lawyer cannot do anything with the passcode because he's not the recipient. But you can use all those different, real life mechanisms to make sure that your will be respected. And obviously, if you have the wrong address or whatever, the money you will be able, not you obviously, but someone will be able to undo that transaction eventually. So so that's only like a small portion of what the Liquid Vault has to offer. We have a very long and very crowded roadmap that I will go into in a second. So all those different options that you didn't have with your regular wallet that you have right now.
That's amazing. And actually, it's funny. Great minds think alike. As you know, I'm a sponsored pro for America's Card Room, and they actually came out with a very similar, almost identical, actually might be identical, feature on our poker site now, where you can determine that if your account hasn't been logged into by a certain amount of time, which again you get to choose, and then you get to choose. I want 20% of my funds sent to this Ethereum address and this 30% sent to this Bitcoin address. So very, very cool that you guys and my online poker site are doing the exact same thing, thinking on the same terms. And this way it doesn't allow funds to be lost, and it allows you to allocate your funds wherever you want, whenever you want, which is such a beautiful thing. Very cool feature.
Amazing.
Yes. So as you said, the Liquid Vault is just one of the many features of Kirobo. What is another feature that you want to discuss and share with us today that makes Kirobo really stand out from other DeFi projects?
Sure. So the Liquid Vault essentially is basically what we aim it to be. And I believe that in the course of the next year or maybe 2 years or so, it's going to get there, because our dev team is working very diligently, and we have a lot going on, simultaneously. Eventually, what we want to have is we want to have a one-stop shop for DeFi. You can do many different things. I just mentioned two, but you will be able to do many different things that you cannot do right now. All those features are innovative, they're new, they're unique. And again, the backup and inheritance are only the beginning. The Vault is going to add more and more features in the future. So just to give you a taste of it, we're actually launching as we speak. I believe that it's going to be live in the beginning of next week. We're going to be launching support for NFTs. So think about it. Not only you can store your crypto, your LP tokens, whatever inside the Vault, you can also store your NFTs inside the Vault. And there it gets more interesting, because think about it. People spend so much money on one single NFT, right? There is no token. Even if you take one single Bitcoin, it's not worth as much as, a lot of the Bored Apes, let's say, or other more expensive NFTs. Mm-hmm. And eventually you're holding so much value, in your wallet in a one single token, essentially. So we want to allow people to receive NFTs to their vault, to send NFTs outside to other vaults or to other wallets, and to even mint NFTs from the vault and to get them to the vault. And the best thing about it is that all the, this security umbrella that we have for all your assets will be extended to your NFTs as well. So obviously you can inherit the NFTs and you can back up your vault, and your NFTs are going to be safe. And all the next features that we're going to offer, or at least some of them, the ones that are NFT oriented, are going to have support for NFTs as well. And one more thing, the one of the things that I really don't understand is that most wallets, I don't want to use names, but most wallets, especially the bigger ones, the way you see your NFTs in them is very poor, right? You bought an NFT, you bought a collectible, you bought a piece of art, and you see that the same way you see the token, or maybe you see like a small thumbnail, and you cannot really see your NFT to the fullest. So what we added to the vault is a beautiful gallery. It's going to be live in the beginning of next week, and you will be able to see the NFTs that you have in a gallery, and you will be able to see the NFTs that you have in the wallet that is connected to your vault. So obviously it's a matter of visibility, but it's also very important, for you to see what you own and to see it to the fullest.
That's amazing. I love that. And obviously this is one more layer that I love so much about Kirobo, is there's just so many features, and I just love how, obviously, anytime I hear a project is not only DeFi project, but also has incorporated into the NFT world, definitely gets me excited. I'm very, what is the correct word to use here? There's many adjectives I could use. I'm very excited, optimistic about the future of NFTs. And I love to see that you guys are not only trying to protect crypto assets, but now NFT assets. Very cool, man. Definitely love this so much. So NFTs and Kirobo.
Michael, I would love to, speaking of NFTs,
yes.
I want to segue us into talking a little bit about the technology behind Kirobo.
Yes.
And you will see in a second how NFTs have a very important role in this.
Okay. Perfect.
So basically, Kirobo's technology, everything that I said about the Vault, and I'm super excited about the Vault. It's our flagship product, and it's going to do amazing things. And I believe that many people are going to connect to the Vault and are going to own a Vault. And it's a good time, to encourage you guys to go to kirobo.io, to open a Vault, to try it for yourself, to give us some feedback. But as much as I love this feature, this is only the tip of the iceberg. Because basically, and you remember I told you that, when I spoke to the CTO and when I saw the technology, it blew my mind. So the technology behind the Vault is essentially something called conditional transaction. So the way it works is that you can sign transactions on the blockchain right now and to condition them on many different things, okay? So let's take the example of the inheritance, right? We're taking a transaction, which is basically to send, your crypto, some portion of it to different heirs, to different wallet addresses, and you're conditioning this on time, right? On a timer. Basically, the timer lapses, the condition has been fulfilled, and the money comes through. So imagine that you can condition this on anything, right? So just to give you an example, you can condition this on the price of a certain currency, right? If this token goes up, send it here, buy, sell, and so on. You see where I'm getting to, right? You can condition this on, for many different real world activities like shipments, like medical usages, like many different things that you can think of. And what we're going to do next is we're going to introduce and we're going to integrate oracles. And for those of you who don't know, oracles are essentially kind of the connection of the real world into the blockchain, right? The blockchain is essentially a bubble. So you need to feed the blockchain with some real life data, right? It can be anything. It can be poker scores, right? It can be the weather. It can be, whatever, election results, whatever you want. And you can condition transactions based on that. Now, going back to the issue of NFTs, as much as I love NFTs and as much as we are involved in this and we're looking into, facilitating the usage, the storage, the safety, the transfers of NFTs, and we also have a solution for how to send and receive NFTs. If we have time, I will go into that. One of the best things about NFTs is the fact that their future is much cooler than the present. Eventually we all understand that your poker player card will be NFT, right?
Yes.
And you will use that just like you use your ID, just like you use your passport, just like you use your driver's license, whatever. So everything eventually will be NFT. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of, adoption for, the authorities, the government, whatever, right? So we saw El Salvador doing this amazing move with Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that there will be some countries, perhaps not the United States, perhaps not Israel, countries that are more like conservative in terms of innovation and fintech and crypto. But maybe, the smaller countries, the emerging markets, we will see them embracing NFTs in ways that, we can only imagine right now. So think about it. If you can condition transactions based on anything, think how you can condition them based on NFTs, right? So let's use the inheritance feature. So let's say not you, God forbid, but a person, wants to inherit his crypto to his son only when he graduates from Harvard, right? So when we get to the point where Harvard has a certificate, a undergraduate certificate on NFT, and we're going to get there very soon, I believe, you will be able to present this NFT and to get your money. And, think of all the different uses for retail or for businesses, for shipment, for whatever. This technology will be able to facilitate that.
That's amazing. I love this project so much, man. I really do. It gets me so excited. I'm already so excited about as you're talking about the future of crypto, the mass adoption that, in my humble opinion, I'm not a financial advisor doing research, as I say, but in my humble opinion, I just foresee so much more mass adoption coming. And I think we're still at such an infancy stage, as I know that you would agree with. And as you said, I know that we're going to see more and more big institutions and countries, for that matter, as you said, adopt crypto and NFTs. And it's so awesome that you and the Kirobo team share that view and that opinion. And it's awesome to see you guys gelling with the NFT side of things into your project as well.
I gotta say,
yes.
You talked about the infancy phase.
Yes.
I give out quite a few lectures to, non-crypto people about crypto and
Mm-hmm.
to crypto newbies about crypto. And the first thing that I do when I give my lecture, I show them the interview of David Letterman with Bill Gates from 1995.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many of you are familiar with that. It's quite viral on YouTube, so you can go and look it up. But what's amazing to see, I'll just describe in 2 words what happens there is, Letterman teases Bill Gates and he says, "What is that internet of yours? Like, what do you need that?" And he says, "Okay, so you can watch, let's say, a baseball game." So he says, "Does a TV ring a bell?" So he says, "Okay, so you can watch it whenever you want." So he says, "Does a tape recorder ring a bell?" And he goes on and on teasing him about it. And, sure enough, in 1998, we already had emails, in every institution, in every home. And we, were chatting on ICQ, if any of you remember what it is.
Oh, yeah, old school ICQ, yep.
Yeah, by the way, an Israeli company as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I believe that, with respect to crypto, and it's funny, you keep seeing that there's this graph that people post on Twitter very often with, the adoption of internet.
Yes.
And the adoption of crypto.
Yes.
And you see that they correlate. Obviously, the years are different,
mm-hmm.
but you see that the line is almost
we're like 1999 basically, right? I think the graph
exactly.
I saw recently was we're in accordance to where crypto is in comparison to the internet. We're about 1999 right now as far as how mass adopted crypto is, which is a very exciting thing to see.
Exactly. So if you do, if you extrapolate and you think where we're going to be in 3 years from now or 5 years from now, we're going to be at a very different place, right? But in order for us to be there, we need to have this innovation. We need to have those companies. I'm humble. I don't want to, put us in the limelight because there are a lot of amazing companies out there that are doing amazing things. And I believe that together we will be able to get us in 3 years or 5 years to, if not, mass adoption, but a very major adoption. But we all need to work hard to make it happen. It's there's a lot of bricks that we need to use to build this building, right?
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And on this note, yes, I want to continue to go down this rabbit hole for just a second. And obviously, we're going to come back to really focus on Kirobo because I know there's still some more features that we haven't even talked about among the many we've already talked about. Amazing stuff with your project. But I want to continue to talk just for a second about the landscape of crypto and how you see, as a world, crypto is going to change different markets and different sectors from now until, as you said, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Because this is a very interesting topic. When I go on and watch different things about crypto projects, I feel like it's something that's not talked about quite enough. How do you see crypto changing the world in different markets and changing our everyday lives from now until 3, 5, 10 years down the road?
Sure. So, when the bubble bursted in, I believe, 2018, when we went to the crypto winter, which is essentially, all markets going down, people selling their Bitcoins and Ethereums and all that. And the price went from, if I remember correctly, from 20,000 to just a few $1,000 for Bitcoin. And it was all doom and gloom. And people said, that's it, crypto is dead. It's not coming back. It was just a bubble. I told you it's a bubble. You had all those pundits saying that. And sure enough, it came back. Now, we may go to another winter, right? So you can ask me, what has changed, right? I mean, it's all cycles. And eventually, it will come down. And maybe this time it's really, doom and gloom. And really, it's the end of it. But the interesting thing that we saw now during the last 2-3 years or so is we saw so much smart money going into crypto, right? So many institutions going into crypto. So I'm not impressed to see, that you're going into a taxi and the taxi driver talks to you about crypto, and your grocer and your teacher talks to you about crypto, your kid's teacher talks to you about crypto. But when you see so much smart money flowing into crypto, you know that something is happening, right?
Yes.
So we understand that eventually, there are going to be cycles. Crypto is going to go up and down, and the projects are going to be more successful and less successful. But for the long run, we're looking at more adoption. We're looking at more institutions going into that. And there's going to be backlash. We see governments, Russia is trying to ban crypto mining. China has already done that. You see many different rules. Some of them are, very reasonable, because you do need to regulate the space. Some of them go too far, and you see that, just a few days ago, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, basically begged the president of El Salvador to ditch his plan with Bitcoin. They see the threat in it. They see, that it's unstabling for them, and we're not surprised, right? So there's going to be a backlash. There's going to be, some hard times, but for the long run, just like the internet, going back to my Bill Gates example, we're going to see mass adoption, and it's going to go across borders, across governments, across sectors, and we're going to get there. Maybe there are going to be some newer technologies, newer chains, newer, tokens and currencies and native tokens, new versions of NFTs, as we said. But, the future is decentralized for sure.
Yes, I completely 100 billion% agree. Let's talk a little bit more about NFTs on Kirobo and what Kirobo has in store in the future with NFTs.
Sure. So I think it's good. It's a very good time to announce. Our community is familiar with that, but I would love for your community to know about that as well. Kirobo is about to launch its own NFT,
Awesome.
and it's going to be a very unique NFT. I believe we spoke about the future and the fantasies to where we're going to be in 3 years, but let's talk about the very near future.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that 2022 is going to be all about utility NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
So the collectibles are going to have their respectable place, but we're going to see a lot more NFTs that are not only beautiful and are not only just a store of value, but can also give you some certain privileges, some certain things that you can do in the DeFi space, in the gaming space, in the metaverse, and so on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about the collectible side of our NFT in a second, but from the utility side, we're going to address yet another problem that DeFi has,
Okay.
which is gas fees.
Yes.
So for your viewers who are not familiar with that, gas fees is basically the tax, quote unquote, that you pay to the gods of crypto, right, to the miners and to the ecosystem, in order for the system to basically to function. Basically, let's take the Ethereum blockchain. Somebody needs to activate it. Somebody needs to make sure that the transaction come through and that they're validated and so on. So the gas fees, due to a myriad of reasons, I'm not going to go into the technicalities, they have gone through the roof, right?
Oh man, those Ethereum gas fees. I know there's a few of you guys out there that know about those Ethereum gas fees. Ooh wee, not cool sometimes.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's a crazy chilling effect. Talk about we talked about security, we talked about the missing features in DeFi. That is yet another chilling effect. If you want to send or to swap, $5 and you end up paying $50 for it, it makes no sense whatsoever, right? So obviously, the blockchains, the blockchain developers are working on some solutions. Some of them promised that they were going to be sooner rather than later. But I'm not very optimistic about that, and it is yet to be seen. I think for the next couple of years, we're looking at this becoming a more and more acute problem. So what we did is basically we're going to introduce a series of NFTs that will reimburse your gas fee.
Wow.
So if you are a Liquid Vault user, if you have a Liquid Vault and you have the NFT, you will be able to get reimbursed for many different things that you do inside the vault. So I cannot go into the smaller details because we're still finalizing and fine-tuning this. Mm-hmm. But I can already say that this will be a unique NFT that will reimburse you for the actions that you have done in your Liquid Vault and for which you have paid gas fees. And we think that it's so much needed right now in the crypto space. It's something that can give you more, liberty to do a lot of things, to mint NFTs, to swap tokens. And we believe that it's going to be a game changer. So I really urge you guys to, your community and our community and all the viewers to keep track of what we're publishing about this. We're going to go live with the website soon. We're going to have a whitelist, and you will know all the details very soon. And it's going to be a game changer. The industry has not seen such an NFT before. Also, the technology behind that is amazing. And, I would love to share that a little bit later, but now I cannot go into more specifics.
Absolutely. I'll have to have you back on in a few months and we'll talk about this in a couple of months. And the second that you said NFTs, Liquid Vault, taking away the gas fees for you, my good friend Michael Curry in the chat right there, who's very familiar with gas fees and NFTs, is I'm in. The second you said I'm in the chat. And I know a lot of people are going to have that same excited reaction when they learn about this. And this is huge. I mean, this is something that, like, I feel like literally everyone in the crypto space at a certain point in time is going to take notice of this and be like, oh, wow, this is what everybody needs. And as you said, I couldn't agree more that NFTs that actually have utility. As amazing it is to have a JPEG of a gorilla and feel like you're part of this unique club by having this awesome piece of art, I do believe the same as you that the real value in NFTs are NFTs that give you unique features and especially rewards in different ways. And what you're describing to me has definitely caught my interest. So I'm going to be definitely continuing to share upcoming news that you have with this as it rolls out over the next few weeks and months, because this is big stuff. As you know, this is very exciting, and this is stuff that I think that can I think one of the most important things for me when I look into a crypto project is, number one, I always talk about, number one is easy to understand use case. And number two, something that can possibly affect or have a touch on all of the crypto space. Big things such as this. And you're getting me even more and more excited just hearing you talk about it and hearing about what's coming up. So hats off to you and the Kirobo team for putting this together and realizing that not only are NFTs with utility more valuable and whatnot, but obviously also tackling the gas fee issue as well. This is awesome stuff, man. Nicely done. Nicely done.
By the way, speaking of NFTs, just to add yet another feature that we're going to introduce.
Okay.
So one of the biggest problems right now with NFTs, especially in the metaverse space and in the gaming space, is the fact that if, let's say, me and you have NFTs of a certain series, right? And let's say I want to swap the NFT with you. Okay, so you have an NFT that I want, and I have something that you want.
Okay.
Or if we're talking about, merchandise NFTs, right? So if I have, let's say, I don't know, a watch or a Nike shoes that I have, and you have something that I want. So if we want to swap those NFTs, we cannot really do that right now, right?
Correct.
If me and you do that right now, so we're gonna argue who goes first, right? You have to trust me.
No, you go first. No, you swap first. You send first.
Exactly. And I can trick you, and obviously, we live in a world of avatars and people using nicknames and all that. So basically, you cannot even know in most cases who's behind the keyboard, right? So what we have is the ability. Actually, we already have a feature that allows you to swap tokens, right? So if you have a certain amount of Ether and I have USDT, or if I have Kiro, our native token, then we can just swap it between us in what's called an atomic swap. Atomic swap basically means, in simple English, is that it's simultaneous. So it's two transactions that come through at the same time. If one fails, the other fails. So I cannot trick you, you cannot trick me. We put we connect our wallets and we just, swap tokens. So that already exists, and people can already do that in the Kirobo system. But what we're aiming to do right now, and we're already in a very progressed stage of that, is to allow people to swap NFTs, right? So I can send you an NFT, you can send me an NFT. It's perfectly trustless. I don't care who you are or whatever. I can see the NFT, I can verify it, and we swap it. Or if, let's say, you want to sell me your NFT, okay, for ETH or for Kiro, we can do that we will be able to do that very soon with the P2P swap. And obviously that will also be integrated to the vault. So people will have many other abilities that are so trivial, right? You spoke about use cases, the ability of swapping something without some centralized side, right? And there are some centralized solutions right now, some escrows, which are A, expensive, B, you need to trust them, and C, why go through a third party when, it's only me and you talking here, right? So
yes.
if I talk to you on Discord, then you have something that I want and I have something that you want. So let's just switch, right? But it's not that simple right now, and we need to make it as simple as that.
Yes, takes care of the escrow process. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Exactly.
Very cool. Is there anything else that you want to talk about Kirobo-wise before we go into my favorite part of the show, which is the question and answer part of the show, where the chat will be able to ask away any questions they have for you? Is there anything else you wanted to touch upon here on Kirobo that you haven't already? And I got to say, man, before you answer that, which I'm sure you're going to say something, This is amazing. I mean, really, like the things that you've already covered to me, and I know I've got a few friends of mine that are watching the stream that are very involved in the crypto space. I'm getting a few text messages right now saying, "Wow, I have no idea this thing exists. This is amazing. This is a game changer." But is there anything else you wanted to touch upon before we go into the question and answer page part of the show about Kirobo?
I have a lot, but I would love to go to the Q&A part. But I will just it's a very good time to say that for those of you who want to be updated about everything that happens in Kirobo, I really urge you guys to go to our Discord page and to our Twitter to follow us on Twitter. And we have a beautiful YouTube channel with a lot of educational videos and a lot of cool videos about how to use the Kirobo features. Not that they are so complex, right? But a lot of tutorials, and we have an amazing TikTok page. We actually have an in-house video team that is doing amazing stuff, and we're gonna produce a lot more content in the future. Some of it is more general educational content for the community. So keep in touch with us, and you can DM me on Twitter. We're always open for suggestions and for feedback. So that's really something that I want to emphasize.
Absolutely. Exclamation point guest in the chat. I just put all of the Kirobo links in there for you guys to check out. And Bansby in the chat. What's up, brother? As he just said a minute ago, he says, check out our Discord. A lot of giveaways going on over there. $15,000 in rewards every week given out on the Kirobo Discord channel. So, I know some of you watching here today love it when I do giveaways. They're taking their giveaways to just a little bit higher of a level than I do, to say the least. So make sure you guys click on those links, check it out, and get a part of that awesome community with big boy giveaways, as I say. Awesome stuff, man. Awesome. So yes, all their links are right there. Linktree, the Kirobo.io website, the Discord, the Twitter, the YouTube, and the Telegram groups. Make sure you guys check that out, especially the Discord group. So with that, now is your time to ask any questions that you guys have. Please ask away. Don't be shy. And I'm going to start off myself with the question for you, which is, how did this all come about? I mean, how did, I guess it's something that's been piquing my interest, is how did Kirobo first become into existence? And was it intended when it was first created right off the bat to have the Liquid Vault, or was it just kind of something that came about as a layer on top of the DeFi project? How and when did this whole thing come about, and when did certain layers get created into the project?
Sure. So basically, Kirobo has three co-founders. One of them, Asaf, who is the CEO, is an accountant. Again, nobody's perfect. So he was basically, his specialty is in taxation. Okay. And he was working for an accountant tax firm, and he was basically doing the taxes for clients with crypto. And he saw that, again, I know nothing about accounting, okay, but he saw that a lot of clients that are reporting losses in crypto for money that they sent to the wrong place. And, it caught his eye, and he started learning, and he became curious about it. And he saw that there is an acute problem of real money getting lost because of, such human errors of people sending money to the wrong address. So, he really, started going down the rabbit hole and started to, figure out, what are the problems, why it's happening, how can you solve it? All the good ideas, all the good startups projects, they start from, spotting the problem. So he was spot on with that problem over there. And then he met our CTO, Tal, who is a genius. I don't want to exaggerate, but, the guy just keeps finding solutions for any problem. You can just pitch him with something, and he's going to say, listen, it's going to take 6 months. Go to sleep, wake up in the morning and say, okay, I found a solution for how to, facilitate that in 1 day. So he started, working his brains on, how to solve that problem. Started going down the rabbit hole of the technology, and they found a solution. And then they thought, how we can solve other problems. And then it went on from there. And eventually, they managed to create this infrastructure of conditional transactions, as I mentioned, and to build on top of that the vault, and it just took off from there. And we keep finding new solutions, new use cases within this technology. And I believe that some of the use cases we haven't really thought of yet. We keep, it's like a mine where you find more and more treasures.
Awesome. Love it. And if someone were wanting to buy Kirobo, where are the most common exchanges that Kirobo is bought and sold on?
Sure. So Kirobo, the Kiro token, our native token, is now on Uniswap, on Uniswap V2, V3, on QuickSwap, on PancakeSwap. On the centralized exchanges side, we're on hold on, a blackout, on MECX and on Bitrue. Now is the time to say that we don't advise U.S., Israeli, and Canadian citizens to purchase crypto or Kiro, but that's a disclaimer from our side. But yeah, we're available on all those different exchanges and counting. So we're actually now in talks. That's also something that I wanted to touch upon. We're now in talks with several centralized exchanges, and we're looking into being listed on them. We had a lot of them coming to us. And beyond that, as I mentioned, we're on QuickSwap, on Polygon, and we're on PancakeSwap on Binance Smart Chain. And we're looking into expanding the reach of Kiro to other networks as well.
Awesome. My main mod here on my channel, who's here every single stream with me. What's up, Ghost of M? He asked the question a little bit ago in the chat that said, Loncar, is he saying he doesn't think that Ethereum will succeed going to proof of stake later this year? What are your thoughts on that? And because obviously it's been delayed a couple times, Ethereum 2.0, I've been hearing about it since I was 2 years old. What are your thoughts on that?
Sure. So to be perfectly honest, I don't know. And
okay.
But I think that nobody knows for sure. I heard Vitalik on a podcast with Lex Fridman during the summer, I think it was in July.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, POS being available in the beginning of this year. Obviously, even he doesn't claim that it will be available now. So, I think that the only person who does know is Vitalik, and talk about geniuses, right?
Yes.
So we're going to have to wait and see. The leaks and the rumors and the pundits say that we're not there yet. I believe that it's going to take time, and when it will be introduced, probably it will take time until the system is stabilized. So we're looking at I would say years and not months. Mm-hmm. But then again, maybe he will surprise us.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he will. Maybe he will surprise us. Well, Michael Pearl, COO of the Kirobo project. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on to the show. I know it's a little bit later over there in Israel. Thank you so much for sharing all of this valuable information about your project. And I'm looking forward to possibly having you on again in the near future with a bunch of updates that I know you said are coming out soon. And I'm going to be excited to hear about those. And I'll be sharing stuff as it comes out here on my channel, on my poker streams. And again, exclamation point guest in the chat, Michael Pearl. It has been a pleasure. And thank you again for coming on tonight.
Thank you so much, Michael. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Care. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Awesome. I've seriously received text messages from 7 different friends during this podcast. I'll get back to you guys in a little bit, asking about this project, wanting to know more, and 2 or 3 of them saying the exact same thing. This is what crypto needs. This is what crypto needs. A non-CeFi, a DeFi project that brings a ton of different features, allows users to hold the keys to their coins, while at the same time keeping your coin and your assets, and as you heard Michael Pearl say, your NFTs secure and safe and still in your full possession. Shout out again to the Kirobo team for coming on today. Michael Pearl, COO. I'm going to get his Twitter link entered into the chat here in just a second. As you guys heard him say, he always wants to hear feedback. He always wants you guys to send him a message or a tweet about anything that can be done to improve upon the already awesome Kirobo project. Definitely seems like they have an amazing community. And there's his Twitter link in the chat. And once again, exclamation point guest in the chat for all of the Kirobo links. Awesome stuff, man. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to following along with Kirobo over the next number of weeks and months and seeing all those awesome features roll out very, very soon. Great stuff. Amazing stuff. If you liked this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, which is free. And don't forget to click the bell, which will let you know when any new video has been uploaded to my YouTube channel. If you want to catch my streams live, I'm currently streaming all day Wednesdays and all day Sundays over at twitch.tv under the username Loncar Poker. Thanks for watching.